It's the Cool Kids Club. You've been invited to the Cool Kids Club. It's so exciting, yeah. Justin likes monsters, yeah. And Amy likes words in the Cool Kids Club. Cool Kids Club.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Cool Kids Club podcast. This is episode 81, and I am one of your hosts, Justin.
I'm your other host, Amy.
And together we are Justin and Amy.
And America's favorite sibling. Oh shit, I burped.
No, we're leaving it in. We're leaving it in. It's staying in. Welcome to the show, everyone.
Welcome to the show. I just drank a bunch of water.
Disgusting. Disgusting. Amateur hour.
Yeah, this is really...
And my shoe just squeaked. Oh my god, we're off to a rough start.
You're wearing shoes in your home?
Slippers.
Oh, okay. Not in my home. God, guys, like,
and
we could start over,
back.
but nah. You guys have been with us for 80 episodes. You know this is
nah,
an amateur
we're going.
joint.
We're pushing through. We're powering through.
Power through. Justin, we have such a fun topic to talk about today.
Goodness. Now, this was actually in the March Radness bracket, I believe, and didn't win as Toys R Us won, as we already know.
That was a giant. Yeah, that was.
But this one I think is just we've been talking about doing this for forever.
Yeah,
and we're just like, I don't care if it loses, we're doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
I do what I want.
We do whatever the hell we want. This is our podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did talk about Wishbone, our topic today, a little bit in a school it was the Scholastic Book Fair.
Well, Wishbone books were a staple of Scholastic Book Fairs.
Exactly. Yeah. So we did
and
discuss...
libraries everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Anywhere where dreams are sold. That's where you can find Wishbone.
Where magic happens.
Stories are told.
Man, there is Wishbone is just so
of
pure.
That time.
It is
so pure.
It's so pure and so good.
Yeah.
Everything about it. And I had some time. I was waiting on you to be ready to record it, so I put on, as I am wont to do.
Sure.
I just threw on a couple of Wishbone episodes on YouTube and watched them, and man.
Which ones did you watch?
Oh my god. Well, there was one where I'm trying to think now. I was kind of half paying attention as I was straightening up and all that, but one of them the kid's friend's mom was like making him think he had allergies or something, and that he's allergic to the dog, but he's really not. It was kind of like a Munchausen by proxy thing going on. I don't know. There was something going on with the mom in that one.
Interesting.
Yeah, there was another one that I don't know. It was like some kind of French thing.
Yeah, some kind of French. It could have been maybe a
some kind of French.
Maybe a Scarlet Pimpernel, or
it may have been Mr. Pimpernel.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But yeah, I was just kind of half watching it. But the point being is that it just took me right back. Like PBS, we talked a lot about Nickelodeon, obviously,
of course,
because Nickelodeon is titan of our childhood. But PBS, man, I mean, between, I mean, not to even mention Sesame Street, Mr. Rogers, Bob Ross,
Arthur.
Yeah. Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? And today's topic, Wishbone, of course. Gullah Gullah Island. That was PBS, wasn't it?
PBS. No, Gullah Gullah Island was.
Or was that Disney?
Disney. That was Disney. That was free.
There's a PBS one I'm thinking
free
of.
Disney weekends.
It'll come to me.
PBS has like wholesome shows.
Yes.
Like PBS is, like you said, it's pure. It is educational.
PBS is here's what makes PBS great. Well, first of all, it's brought to us by viewers like us.
What? I knew you were gonna
say. Second, at no point does PBS ever try to be cool.
No.
And that's what I care about.
And that's what's so
that's
cool
what makes it so great, because everyone wants to be cool.
Yeah.
PBS is like, that's not me.
No.
That's not me.
And now
here's like
Masterpiece
genuinely
Theater.
boring, like probably boring,
Yeah.
but actually educational, and like fucking pick up a book and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Like
read something for once, you mouth breather.
Yeah, like we're only gonna make television that is about literature,
Yes.
or teaching you how to paint. Like there's gonna be, or teaching you valuable lessons.
Teaching you valuable
Like
lessons.
Sesame
Yeah.
Street, yeah.
In Mr. Rogers.
That's right. When Sesame Street went to HBO, I felt like that was the last nail in the coffin that was our country. Like I was like, sorry, what now? You're gonna go not only not to just a regular, not to NBC. You're gonna go from PBS,
Yes.
funded by viewers like us,
Viewers like me, like
to
you.
a pay channel. The
Yeah.
same channel they had real sex on.
A pay channel with notoriously raunchy shows.
I mean, I was like,
Love it and love HBO. Love
I
HBO.
love HBO, but it's not. Those are two completely different things.
That was the final. That was the ultimate finale to a long chain of events.
Yeah.
Of our childhood dying. That began with 9/11.
9/11, yeah.
Yay! 8 minutes in.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But that
Never
was
forget,
the
guys.
end, and it has just been fire and hellscape since then. But we're not talking about.
But
Sesame
let's not
Street.
talk about fire and hellscape
Let's
and 9/11.
talk about Wishbone.
Let's talk about this dog.
So what's interesting is when I look back on it, because those books were such a staple at Scholastic Book Fairs.
Mm-hmm.
I had a few of them growing up. I used to get them from the library a lot. I have several now as an adult. I always, in my mind, thought the books came first. Interestingly enough, the show came first.
Yeah. So is Wishbone more of a like? Did you read the? Do you more associate more with the books? Do you remember more than the show?
Yes, I do, and I think that's because I read the books before I watched the show. Or kind of around the same time, I guess, but I was introduced to
Well, they were all
Wishbone.
out around the same time. There's a pretty, like, basically, I mean, the show only ran from 95 to 97. There's only 50 episodes of the show.
Yeah.
And the books went on, I think, for a while after the show ended, but, I mean, they were done by 2000.
I feel like I really remember getting into Wishbone probably around 96, 97.
Mm-hmm.
And I was watching...
Wishbone?
I remember watching it on...
At that point.
What?
Aren't you a little old for Wishbone?
Maybe? You
I don't know.
what?
That dog is very charming.
I was going through a lot. We just moved. I was being bullied pretty bad.
My life was
It was
upended.
in shambles. So I was
And here
finding
comes this
solace.
talking dog.
Here comes Soccer the dog. His name was Soccer. May he rest in
dog.
peace. Yeah, the dog.
Yeah, I think Soccer the dog is his name.
Soccer the dog.
Yeah. And we will talk about his grave.
Yeah, okay, I was gonna say. Let's talk about...
That's the other time we've brought up Wishbone on the podcast.
that was the same episode. It was the Scholastic Book Fair, I'm pretty sure.
All right. Well, whatever.
If you say so.
I don't really care. But
Well, now...
we have talked about
I
his
may
final
have been a little
resting
too old
place.
for Wishbone. Yeah, I was like 9. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, but you were. Yeah, I think it's fair. You were going through some stuff.
Yeah.
You were regressing a little.
I started sucking my thumb. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I do think I definitely started. I remembered at least. I started reading the books or seeing the books, and then was like, "Oh shit, there's a show," and was kind of watching it around the same time.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I was too old for the books. Sorry.
Yes.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I was transitioning out of Goosebumps at that point.
Yeah, you were getting into your like Comedy Central Presents phase of your childhood, probably.
I did watch a lot of Comedy Central on VH1.
Yeah.
God, that's like, that was it was withering because it was so accurate.
Oh, just a very well crafted. I didn't even mean that as an insult, but you took it as one.
Well, it's no. I don't take it as an insult. It was just like, I feel very seen.
Yeah. Listen,
very seen.
Who knows you better than me? No one.
Who?
Anyway, continue about your relationship to Wishbone. You were a little too old for the books.
Well, yeah, and honestly, I was old too. I was older than you, so
Yeah.
I was. If you were too old for it, I was certainly too old for it.
I was not too old for it.
Well,
Justin, these were literary classics that I was.
All right, I think we should let the people decide. Hit us up on social media at Cool Kids Club Pod, Instagram, and all that stuff. Okay? So this started in 95. So you were 8.
Yeah.
8.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are chapter books.
Yeah, maybe not.
Literary classics.
You know what? I'm looking at the years, and it feels like such a different. 1995 and 1997.
Yes.
Feels so different in my memory, even though they're 2 years apart. Because that's when for you and I, that's when life changed. That's when we moved.
Right.
But yeah, so maybe you weren't too old.
And
but
I was a different person in 95, and then I was hardened by 97.
Yeah. You were.
Yeah, I was
the
hardened.
The world had taken its toll on you by 97.
It had taken my childlike wonder and
just smashed it underfoot.
Yeah. I just went into junior high just like dazed. Just like
and you were like, I need the comfort of a sweet Jack Russell Terrier telling me classic stories from literature.
Well, and I was always,
and that will make everything better.
I was always like an English nerd.
Oh, yes, you were.
Yeah, and so, sure. I mean, this is like perfect because it's basically introducing you to classic literature, but making it obviously in a way that a child can understand. It's almost like the Great Illustrated Classics.
Oh my gosh.
Which is how I started first reading classic books, of course.
That's how we all started reading those.
And, oh God, I still see those sometimes at Mr. K's.
Oh,
I
see them.
Like,
yeah, I see them
well,
at thrift
there's my
childhood all the time.
I feel like Mom would get them for us at like the grocery store, and they'd have like a big, like $3.99 like sticker on the front of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big, thick hardcover. Like, those things still look new when you see them in the stores.
Oh, yeah.
We keep going off on tangents, not about Wishbone. But...
Well, we're talking literary classics.
Yes.
Of which Wishbone
yes, we are.
He is a classic.
And we still certainly have some of them from when I was a kid.
The Great Illustrated Classics, yeah.
Yeah.
These are like Great
I'll
Illustrated
fish those
Classics,
out of storage, see what we got.
But with a dog. And the fucking covers of the books, he's always dressed like Shakespeare or something.
The best part is Wishbone in the costumes, right?
Well, oh yeah.
Right.
What
so
a well-behaved
I don't really
dog.
care about the characters on the show.
No.
Like the human characters that much.
No.
The literature stuff. Okay, I'm talking. I want to see that dog
wearing like a giant Shakespearean collar,
like Cyrano de Bergerac.
The humans were merely conduits to tell.
They were
story.
the pawns to
This
move things along in Wishbone's
This is Wishbone's
wondrous
world, and we are just
imagination.
living in it. You know.
That's very true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Because honestly, like these are the most. Like, I didn't remember much of anything at all about the human characters.
No, I remember there's like a young boy.
The family from Wishbone. And yeah. They're just white people.
Yeah, they're just your standard fair white people.
Yeah.
You know,
you got the kids,
not.
you got the kids, you got the neighbor.
Yeah.
Who's like the best friend? You got the girl who's the other friend.
Yeah.
Who, of course, is a tomboy because we're too young for love interests.
Oh yeah.
So we gotta make her a tomboy.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
That all those all
the tomboy characters.
The tomboy characters. Yeah, the Alex Max and whatnot, which I really resonated with, even though I didn't necessarily like boyish things. Like, I wasn't like, you know, I wasn't athletic. I wasn't like playing in the dirt. I wasn't doing all that stuff. But I never thought I was very like feminine for a kid. So I think I always just was like I'm a tomboy. And I just always leaned towards the Alex Mack type characters.
Alex's Mac.
Yeah, the Alex's Mack. Yeah.
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 There's a lot. Yeah, like Babysitter's Club had one too, right? There's a tomboy in that.
Oh yeah, Christy.
But of course that's all girls, so there's probably
yeah. Now, yeah, as we've discussed, Dawn was my favorite. I always wanted to be.
Sure.
Yeah, Christy was a tomboy, but she's also kind of insufferable as a character, so, you know.
So, what does a standard episode of Wishbone look like as you recall? So you'll have like a basic setup.
Yeah.
With the family. So
yeah.
Joe is the kid. He's Wishbone's owner.
Yeah.
He's the Wishboner.
Don't say that.
Okay.
He's a child. My God.
He's like 13 years old.
Well, so obviously, Wishbone is going to tell you a great tale from literature, but the story happening with the real people, with the white people, that is going to mirror the story, of course, in some way.
Right.
So,
yeah. So you gotta have a setup with.
You gotta have a setup, which causes
and then
him
he's like,
to
something happens, and he's like, you know what this reminds me of? This dog. He's
12th Night, you know, or something.
Yeah, he's like the Hound of the Baskervilles.
Yes.
And then you get to see him in a Sherlock Holmes hat and a pipe.
Justin, he was so goddamn cute. He was so cute. Do you think any of our cats would don a Sherlock Holmes outfit?
Cosmo might.
Cosmo. He's the calmest of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
He loves television and everyone.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's basically it. You've got the three kids. You've got Joe. You've got Sam, the tomboy, and I remember her dad owns the like pizza place they hang out at.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that now. Yeah.
And David, he's the neighbor kid, so he's like the other guy.
Mm-hmm. The other guy.
And then you had the neighbor, the Wanda, who was like kind of a crazy lady, but like I mean she can't be too crazy because this is for little kids. It was more like she's more eccentric.
Eccentric. She was just retired.
Yeah, she was like your eccentric retired neighbor who
like our mother.
He was she was the closest. Yes, no, exactly.
Yeah.
The closest he had to a nemesis, and I feel like it got to like he would dig up her flower beds, and she would go, "Oh, darn you, Wishbone!" And
yeah, that was his.
That was the extent of the conflict. You know,
it never even got to like a Dennis the Menace level.
No.
There was no violence.
No.
No one had like a slingshot.
Just Shakespearean violence.
Just a Shakespearean kind, yeah. Now, something I remember and that I really loved about Wishbone is during the end credits, he's like narrating.
Yes.
Like,
and I've totally forgot about that, and it's bizarre.
It is, but I love it. Like, he's talking about like how the episode was produced and like who did the stunts. And
here's how we did this, and it's just like
it's
so quaint.
It's so quaint.
Like, you can tell this is just like a small group of people.
Yeah.
This is just a little passion project that they want to do.
Yeah.
Because they want to make a good educational kids show.
Yeah.
And it's just, it warms the cockles
of my cold 37-year-old heart. I'm looking because I don't remember how many books there were.
There were a shitload of books.
Well, there were a shitload, and there's different...
there's different series. Well, let's talk about the books.
Yeah.
Because there's a couple different series, and I want to let you kind of talk about your memories of the books and kind of, because there's like Wishbone Classics. There's The Adventures of Wishbone. Mm-hmm. Wishbone After Dark.
It's not Wishbone After Dark.
Is it not?
Wishbone Mysteries?
The first Wishbone classic is Don Quixote. Like, they're not playing around. Like,
they're not starting with like a Romeo and Juliet or something a little more.
No,
like,
that's number 3.
Yeah.
Don Quixote and then the Odyssey. So they're like, I mean, they're thinking big here, man.
I mean,
large scale stuff.
I mean, you're not going to start with like Huckleberry Finn, Tom Sawyer, something that maybe a kid has heard of. Maybe. No. Okay,
that's simple enough. You replace Tom Sawyer with a dog,
right?
And he does the same stuff.
Yeah.
You get a cute shot of the dog with a paintbrush in its mouth painting the fence, and he gets to ride on the raft.
Floating on a raft, yeah.
Down the raft.
Yeah.
But no, we're doing Don Quixote.
Oh my god, that's hysterical.
And the Odyssey.
Ivanhoe. You know.
Ivanhoe.
All the classics that the children are familiar
They did the
with.
Red Badge of Courage. You ever read the Red Badge of Courage?
No. I read Where the Red Fern Grows. Different red book.
Very, very different.
I was trying to think. I did read a book with red... No, that was Where the Red Fern Grows. Never read The Red Badge of Courage.
I've read The Red Badge of Courage, and that is not a children's story.
I would be interested to see how...
It's a Civil War story.
Yeah, I would be interested to see how Wishbone how he spins that one.
Are you worried that he comes across as a Confederate apologist? Are we going to have to cancel Wishbone?
No!
I would never.
Never. May he rest in peace on his owner's farm.
So talk about the books, Amy.
Okay.
Talk about your memories of the books.
Well, I just remember them being awesome. And I remember them just being really fun and a fun, like, digestible way for a kid to read a classic or be you're not reading it, obviously. It's not even like Great Illustrated Classics where it's like you're reading it, but it's changed a little and condensed. Like, it's just a way for you to understand it so you're familiar with the story. So that when
he's
one
making
day,
little comments.
His little commentary is so fun and pure, and he's just, so you have these adventures of Wishbone. You have the Wishbone classics, which are the ones we were talking about, and then the adventures of Wishbone. And those...
I feel like the adventures of Wishbone I feel like was the big one, and
yes.
that and the mysteries.
Yes. So these are the ones where it's like the Prince and the Pooch, like. Yeah. And which is obviously Prince and the Pauper. But they have like different titles, like Digging Up the Past. That's a Rip Van Winkle one.
So the classics line is basically them telling the classic story.
Exactly.
With Wishbone as the main character.
Right.
Or whatever.
Right.
These Adventures of Wishbone books are more like adaptations of the show or structured like the show.
Where it switches back
and
forth.
Some of them I read are adaptations.
Yes.
Where you've got the family in the real world, and then you have these interludes where we're doing the literature.
Yes, exactly. So they're a little different, and then you also have Super Adventures, which of course those are going to be like a little longer.
Those are the big boys. You had the Super Mysteries too.
The Super Mysteries, yeah. So you have the Wishbone Mysteries, which of course tended to be the spooky ones. I'm trying to look here to see, because I read one a few years ago. I just picked one up and read it around Halloween time, just for funsies. And now I'm trying to remember which one it was. It may not have been a mystery. Oh God, they're so cute. It may have been like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Dog or something that was just one of the...
That title feels uninspired. It feels like they're not even trying.
Yeah.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Dog. I don't know.
Print it. Unlike Gulliver's Travels, which I love.
Oh, there's some real good puns. Mm-hmm. There is a clip show. Amy, you know what it's called?
What?
Picks of the Litter.
Shit.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Oh, Wishbone.
Oh, Wishbone. There was also a TV movie.
Oh, yeah.
That was Wishbone's Dog Days of the West.
Oh my God, he's wearing a cowboy outfit.
That I do not ever recall seeing. That's like different stories, like with some literary references and stuff.
Okay.
That all have like a Western theme.
Oh,
so
man.
you know him's in a cowboy hat.
I was gonna say I have to look him up.
And you know he's got spurs.
Oh, Justin.
And chaps, little pupper chaps.
He was such a good little boy.
Yes.
He was such a good little boy. Oh my God, he's riding a horse. He's a dog riding a horse. I'm looking at him right now.
A dog riding a horse? What?
A dog riding a horse. He has a tiny cowboy hat on, of course. Sure. He has like a scarf, so he can pull it up over his face when he robs banks.
Oh, you mean like a bandana?
That's what I meant. A bandana, not a scarf. He has a little like button-up shirt that's rolled up. The sleeves are rolled up his tiny dog legs. And a vest.
And a vest?
And a buttoned-up vest.
See, and they're not skimping on the costumes either. They could have put a cowboy hat on it and been like, that's it. But no, he gets a vest. He gets a shirt with the sleeves rolled up like he's working on a ranch.
He has a tailor.
He clearly.
He clearly has a tailor.
I feel like the costume department is the entire budget for this show.
Those people, those are volunteers. They're not being paid anything. That family.
Those are friends of the people that do this show.
They were getting free lunch.
Them a favor.
They were getting free lunch from the craft service table, and that was
because all the budget is taken up with costumes.
One of my favorite outfits he's ever worn is his Robin Hood.
Oh yeah,
and he's got the what do you call it that they put the arrows in? Quiver? Is that what that's called? A quiver or something? He's got the thing.
It's a quiver.
Yeah. On his back. Oh my God. And his little Robin Hood hat. Him so cute. And just this photo. I don't know how well you can see it. Him
stealing from the rich and giving to the poor.
Of him shooting an arrow with his tiny paws.
I did see that. One of our followers sent that to me after we announced the episode on Instagram with it was like a meme of that picture with a caption of like, think about the fucked up shit his arm is doing to get this or something like that. Yeah.
It makes me so happy. Yeah. Wishbone was the best. Wishbone was encouraging a whole generation to read. To pick up a fucking book and read.
you fucking knuckle draggers.
But PBS did it in a way that was so kind that you were like, you know what, I will.
I'll do it.
I will be kind to people, and I will read a book.
Yeah. And here we are, still doing that.
Still reading, and I'm mostly kind to people.
I'm mostly.
I have my moments.
So let's talk about this dog's grave.
Now, if you have been with us for a long time, and you remember our Scholastic Book Fair episode, we discussed, and I learned right then in the episode that Wishbone Soccer the dog, is buried on his family's farm. Now, where is it again that he's buried?
Plano, Texas.
That's right, Plano, Texas. And find a grave. You linked Find the Grave.
I linked Find a Grave. I thought you would like that. I linked Find a Grave. There is he lives buried on the ranch of his trainer.
That's
where he lived, where they filmed the show.
That's right. That's what it was. Yeah.
So every time you're watching the show,
I'm gonna be like, "Do you think it's over there by that?" Oh, that would be that right there under that tree. That'd be a nice spot for a grave. I think what got me on that was that you said at some point, like, people visited it or something like that, and we got thinking about where's Wishbone.
No, I don't think people visit it because it is on private property. Even the Find a Grave has really no more information than what we've already said.
Yeah.
I couldn't find any pictures of it. I don't know why really just kind of
Googling
preoccupied
dog
with
graves.
this dog grave.
Jesus. I do like that Find a Grave. Also, Find a Grave, the font for this website is too jovial. Justin, that is... Are you seeing that? That logo is
logo.
fun.
It is fun. Well, Find a Grave is pretty fun. You don't go and Find a Grave sometimes?
I mean, I have been there, yes.
Okay.
Well, he was born in 1988 in Connecticut.
I want to point out something that we know his exact day of birth and his day of death. He was born May 17th, which is,
my God, 3 days from now is Wishbone's birthday.
It was the day this episode is coming out.
Oh my God! What greater
completely unintentional
celebration.
Happy birthday, Wishbone.
Happy birthday, Wishbone. Oh.
Everyone, as you're listening to this, if you're listening to this on release day, it is Wishbone's birthday.
Oh
so
my God.
if we knew exactly where on this ranch his grave was, we could go leave him flowers or something.
Where's Wishbone buried?
We don't. We're going to find out. We're going to take a trip to Plano, Texas. We will be shot by heavily armed Texans
I need to look now.
trespassing on private property.
I'm going to be in Texas this summer. I wonder if I'm going to be anywhere near Plano.
I doubt it.
I mean, it is a big state. I'll give you that.
It's pretty big. It's pretty big.
It's pretty hefty.
So I would like to point out that as I'm looking at the
I am
birth
going to
and
be
death-
close to Plano. I just want to point that out.
Okay. Well, good to know.
I'll report back.
He was born May 17th, 1988. Like everything else we have on this show, everything great started in the 80s.
And ended in 2001.
And ended June 26th, 2001. I'm so glad Wishbone
I didn't have to
live through 9/11.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm glad he didn't have to see that.
He was quite literally too pure for this world.
He was.
It was like he knew that the tides were changing.
Well, you know,
he was like, I gotta
dogs can sense things that we can't. You know?
Yes.
So he was like, something.
Do you think Wishbone predicted 9/11?
I think it's possible. Yes.
Oh, I think we need to ask his owners.
Mm-hmm. Well,
did he do?
Somebody's gonna be in Plano.
Say anything telling in those last few months? Like, I just want to point out that I will be in Dallas, and Plano is right outside of Dallas, and in a whole big state like Texas, what are the odds?
I feel like we could make it happen. I feel like
if we wrote a passionate letter, but sane.
A physical letter.
Well, yeah.
Sealed with wax, as Wishbone would.
Yeah, that's how he would do it. And I'll burn the edges a little bit. I want it to look like it came from Lord of the Rings.
To whom it may concern.
Yeah.
Where that dog grave? I'm
Where
really
that
trying
dog
to find
at?
that dog grave. Not for anything weird. I just want to pay my respects.
I just want to pay my respects. I want to set a copy of Ivanhoe down on his grave, some flowers. I want to just pay my respects and take a moment to thank him.
Yeah.
You know? He got me through a tough time.
He did. You were too old for this.
I was not too old.
Damn it.
Yeah, let the people decide. Let's let the people decide if I was too old for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wishbone's just one of those things. I feel like it isn't something that I think every kid from our generation probably remembers, because really, if you weren't, maybe you remember seeing the books or something like at book fairs.
I feel like the books probably have had more of a lasting impact. I feel like I see people mention the books more than the show.
Yeah, probably so.
But I mean, maybe that's just that is surely just anecdotal, but yeah, I don't know. The books when I posted about it online and announced that we were doing the episode, most of the comments were about the books.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he was really doing something for us as a society that we needed. at that
He was
time.
a good little boy. He was a good little boy.
He was a very good boy. A very good boy. We love Wishbone over here on the Cool Kids Club.
Happy birthday, Wishbone. Pour
Happy
one out for
birthday! Him. Oh, what do you think he would like? Like as a drink, like a flagon of ale.
Oh yeah, like some mead. Or something.
Oh, for mead for sure.
Groggin of mead.
Yeah. Pour one out. Yeah. Pour a groggin of mead out for Wishbone.
That's what we always say.
That's what I always say. Well, this is kind of a shorty. This is a shorty episode, isn't it?
That's a little teeny tiny one, but that's fine.
You know, it makes up for the fact that we're going to have 2, I'm sure, supersized wrestling episodes coming up this summer.
Ooh, yeah.
You know, 1.5 hour.
Can you feel
Our
it?
last one was kind of long. Our last one was about 1.5 hours, so this does make up for.
Well, we had a special guest.
We had a very special guest.
A lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Do you want to hit us, Amy?
Yeah.
With a couple plugs.
I would love to. If you want to listen to any of the episodes in our back catalog, all 80 of them, you can find them wherever you found this podcast. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, just, you know, wherever you found it.
What have you?
What have yous. If you want to follow us on social media, we are on Instagram and X, formerly known as Twitter, at Cool Kids Club Pod. And you can also find us over on Facebook if you search for Cool Kids Club Podcast.
Indeed. If
Yes,
you
indubitably.
want to follow us personally, you can do so on Instagram. She is Amy with 4 O's or 4 H's.
4 H's.
And I am Lousy with Ghosts. You can also follow Cool Kid Clubhouse.
Oh,
which
yeah.
Is,
I'm not used to plugging that yet. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm getting used to it.
Yeah.
It's our little spin-off Instagram page where I highlight some of my nerdy stuff.
Yeah.
And also we can't let an episode go by without shouting out Brian, Hey Guys Wakefield.
That's right.
Friend to all. Healer
Great
of
and
the
small.
sick. Healer of the sick.
Yeah.
And
Does he like our plugs at the end and how we've basically made him out to be a god? Does he enjoy those?
I doubt it.
I doubt he's making it to the end.
Brian's not really like a center of attention seeker. So
No.
it's probably not great that we made it, like, really, we put him up on a pedestal.
He's actually never done anything wrong. It's so weird. He's never made a mistake. BrianWakefieldMusic.com. Never made a mistake.
Is he God?
Wait, is
Maybe?
he?
Wait.
He's healing the sick?
Oh, my God. Oh, my Brian.
We love you, Brian.
That's
God.
all I got.
That's all I got. Do
I'm
not
tapping
go
out.
looking for Wishbone's grave.
Not
You'll
without
get
permission.
Because it
You
is
will
in
be
Texas,
blown
and
away.
you know they have it.
Everybody's packing.
Everybody's packing. I'm going to
Yeah,
buy a
don't do
gon
that.
at the border, and then I'll sell it when I get to the other side.
You're gonna buy it. They're gonna hand you a gun at the
They're
airport
gonna
when you get
hand
off the
me a
plane.
Yeah. I'm going to pass into Texarkana, and there's going to be a stop like you would when you go to Canada. But instead of like checking everything, they're going to ask who I voted for, and then they're going to give me a gun.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you
I
answer
want to
correctly.
pass through, only if I answer correctly. Whew, it's gonna be stressful. Yeah, don't go looking for Wishbone's grave, but
Let Amy do that.
let me
She's
do
gonna
it.
do that for us.
I'll maybe literally take that bullet for us.
You'll take that chest full of buckshot for us.
That's right, I will. Until next time, what would you say the good listeners should do?
I think the old tried and true. I think you stay cool.
That's right. Stay cool. Also, read a fucking book.
You dweebs.
Wishbone would want you to.
Wishbone, what's this you're dreaming of? Such big imagination on such a little bud. What's the story, Wishbone? Do you think it's worth a look? It kinda seems familiar, like a story from a book. Shake a leg now, Wishbone. Let's country. Come on, Wishbone. What's the story, Wishbone? What's the story, Wishbone?